You guys are gonna love today's video because I'm gonna dive into 5 bicep peak exercises for bigger, taller biceps. So we have to target the long head of the biceps, not the short head, if we wanna annihilate and really grow that bicep peak. So we're gonna do this in 4 unique ways. Number 1, we're gonna have a huge emphasis on supinating our wrists and turning our pinkies up and out on several of these movements. You can actually see this phenomenon if you just simply turn your wrist and try to point your pinky finger out and twist it up. You can actually see the long head of the bicep working. Number 2, we're gonna hit our long head more by placing our elbows behind our body on some of these movements, getting a nice stretch in the long head. Number 3, by placing our grip inside shoulder width apart, having a more narrow grip, we're gonna increase activation in the long head and take it away from the short head. And number 4, by actually shortening our range of motion, we're putting more emphasis on the long head because the long head is more active on the initial portion of our reps. Now, of course, everyone has a little bit different genetics and muscle belly insertions. If you have a shorter muscle belly, you're gonna have a more prominent, taller bicep peak. If you have longer muscle bellies, you're not gonna have a crazy prominent bicep peak. So for example, Arnold Schwarzenegger has an incredibly short bicep peak, and you can see on his arms, it just looks like he has really tall biceps. I am never gonna have the crazy bicep peak that Arnold Schwarzenegger has. I simply don't have the insertions. All we can do is maximize and make the most of our own genetics, and I promise you, you're gonna walk away from this video maximizing 100% of your own bicep peak potential with these 5 movements. So take some notes, really pay attention to these exercises, and before we get started, give this video a big like and make sure you subscribe and tap that notification bell because we have 3 videos coming next week. First bicep peak exercise is the rope cable curl. Now, pay very close attention to where our elbows are at the start of this movement. Our elbows are behind our body. We are getting a full stretch on the long head of the biceps, and our elbow is staying stationary. It's not creeping forward, it's staying behind our body, so we get a nice full stretch. Now, also, we can shorten our range of motion on this movement. You don't need to go all the way up to the height of your anterior deltoid. Shorten your range of motion, which is gonna switch activation more to the long head of the biceps. So we really wanna focus on our form, but go heavy on this exercise. I recommend 8 to 10 repetitions on the left and the right side. So you want to ideally pick a weight where you can't do any more than 10 reps at the very end of your set. The second bicep peak exercise is Pinkies Up Curls. Now notice at the start of the movement, we are supinating our wrists and we're going from outside our body to inside our body, and we're not going past the height of our lower chest. We want to shorten the range of motion, increase activation in that long head, and make sure we really twist our pinkies up at the peak contraction point of the movement. So we're doing a couple great things to maximize activation in the long head on this movement. First of all, supination, our pinkies are pointed up, we're supinating our wrists, and then at the peak contraction, our grip is inside shoulder width. So this is an incredible exercise that's really gonna maximize activation in the long head. I recommend you go very light on this exercise and you do a T30 set, which means 30 seconds, time under tension. Third bicep peak exercise is the barbell drag curls. Now, once again, notice how our elbows are able to be positioned behind our body with this movement. So we're gonna keep that weight nice and close to our body. This is not a standing barbell curl. This is a barbell drag curl, and we're gonna keep our elbows behind our body and we're gonna drag that weight really close to our body, really maximizing the activation. So this is more of like a mass building long head movement. So what I recommend you do with this is really pay close attention to your form and go in the 8 to 10 repetition range. Really going slow and controlled, focusing on squeezing and contracting at the top of every single rep, and you do not need to go too high. Once again, shorter range of motion equals more long head activation, so no need to drag the bar all the way up to, like, say the point of your mid chest. Keep that shorter range of motion, keep those elbows behind your body, and go 8 to 10 solid reps. Next up, we have the dumbbell peak curls. So we're doing a few great things to increase long head activation. Number one, our grip is very close. Number two, we are at maximum supination. So you're gonna hold one dumbbell. Your palms are gonna be fully like facing up for maximum supination. And you're gonna go nice short range of motion. So you're not gonna bring the dumbbell like all the way up to the height of your face. You're gonna keep it in that nice tension plane where you feel maximum activation in the long head. So no need to fully extend it on the way down. No need to go too high up. So I recommend you go between 12 to 15 repetitions on this, or simply count 30 seconds time under tension for a T30 set. So you wanna go light on this, keep those elbows locked into your body, nice close grip, and you guys are gonna feel a crazy activation on this movement. Last but not least, we have the supinated concentration curl. Now, very important at the start of this movement, first of all, I recommend resting the lower part of your upper arm, kind of like that very bottom part of your tricep, against the inside of your upper leg. So don't go too high, don't go too low. I really find it comfortable if I rest it there, and you want to start off this movement in a supinated position. So you're not going to be in a hammer grip position and twisting it. You're going to start off this movement already in a supinated position, and as you come up, you're gonna try to twist your pinky finger out. In fact, if you really wanna feel a crazy burn in that long head, actually squeeze your pinky finger at the top of every single rep and then go down nice and slow and controlled, because remember, we create more healthy micro tears on the eccentric portion of all of our reps. So I recommend you go very slow and controlled, squeeze on the way up, go 2 to 3 seconds on the way down, and I want you guys to do 8 to 10 repetitions on each arm. So don't leave yet, we still have the greatest of all time giveaway. But before I get into that, do me a favor, give this video a big like for taller bicep peaks. And if you are new here, make sure you subscribe and you tap that little notification bell next to subscribe so you do not miss out on future videos. Now, very exciting news. As you guys probably know, I'm the co-founder of a company called Alphaline, and we finally released our epic post-workout protein called Goatine. It means greatest of all time. It's not made from goat milk, guys. So I want to give it to one lucky subscriber today. So all you have to do to enter today's giveaway is comment down below what your current favorite post-workout protein is. I'm really curious to know what you guys like, what type of flavors you like. So comment down below your current post-workout protein. And all you have to do is do that and make sure you have notifications turned on for the channel to be eligible for today's giveaway. So really looking forward to hearing your guys' answers. I have 3 videos on the way for you guys next week. Cannot wait for you guys to see them. And I will see you guys on the next video.